the problem. There are lots of other issues on which we can go ahead. Mr. Jiang Zemin, China, we have a problem. We have a border problem with China. We have been holding negotiations, but we have not allowed this to come in the way of progress in the field of trade, in the field of cultural relations, in the field of people-to-people relations, etc. We have been telling the Pakistanis, yes, we will discuss this. It's not that we are fighting shy of discussing Kashmir. We are prepared to discuss it. But there are a lot of other issues. Let those issues not be held hostage to this one issue. But particularly the present government says everything has to flow from an agreement on Kashmir. So long as there is no agreement on Kashmir, there cannot be any discussion. Before the Agra summit, our Prime Minister proposed to General Musharraf that he will send his Director General of Military Operations to Pakistan to discuss confidence-building measures. He said no, he will not receive. He said he will send his Foreign Secretary to Pakistan. He said no, he will not receive the Indian Foreign Secretary. He said he will send his Foreign Minister to Pakistan. He said no, first we have to agree on the formulation on Kashmir and then only. China, we have been having differences. China, so Jiang Zemin came to India in 1996. From here he went to Pakistan. He told the Pakistanis, he addressed the Defense Services College at Quetta. He said, emulate our example, that is China's example. We have differences with Pakistan, with India on the border issue, but we have not allowed this to come in the way of developing relations in all other matters. But unfortunately, the present government has been saying no, no trade, no contact, no cultural relations, no agreement on any other issue, so long as you don't accept what we say on Kashmir. It's not only talks on Kashmir. They say any talk on Kashmir has to start from our accepting their contention on Kashmir. That's the problem which we face. Then your last point, you mentioned state-sponsored terrorism in India. There's no state-sponsored. There are human rights violations. I didn't deny, I referred to it. In people in India, they have been very conscious of the fact that there have been human rights violations, sometimes of a serious nature. We don't fight shy of admitting it whenever such violations take place. Such violations have taken place not only in Kashmir, they have taken place in Punjab, they have taken place in my own state of Tamil Nadu from where we come. But we address those problems. We don't try to push them under the carpet, and we have been trying to improve the human rights situation. And that matter has received all attention. But to talk of state-sponsored terrorism by India and all is totally incorrect. Thank you.
Yes, and back.
My question is, what specifically, in addition to dealing with the issue of terrorism, what specifically can the United States and Americans do to help resolve the underlying issues that appear to be not religious-based or not extremist ideology-based? And is there an official as well as an unofficial policy from the Indian government as to how it's willing to deal with U.S. intervention or mediation?
I personally feel the best thing the United States can do, and I presume and I hope it's still doing, is to exercise moderation on the present leadership in Pakistan, to come to terms with reality, to have its feet firmly on the ground. And just as similar to the advice which President Jiang Zemin gave to Pakistan when he went to Pakistan in 1996, they should also advise the present government in Pakistan not to let this one issue hold all other issues, so development in all other fields hostage, to try to develop. Because Jiang Zemin said, you first allow the atmosphere to improve, because this issue is emotional, whether it's our border dispute with China or whatever, the question of Kashmir, there are a lot of emotions involved. So Jiang Zemin said, when emotions are involved, you can't find a solution immediately. So the first thing is to improve the atmosphere, to improve the ambience. And he said once the ambience improves, once the atmosphere improves, you will find the problem, the solution will be facilitated. But somehow the government there has been saying we will not allow the atmosphere to improve unless and until we accept our stand on Kashmir, until we agree to what we say on Kashmir. So the best thing that the United States can do is, they have influence, they have close relationship with Pakistan, particularly with the present regime, exercise moderation on them and ask them to give up this thing and ask them to improve the atmosphere. And one of the ways in which they can improve the atmosphere is stop assistance to cross-border terrorism. There are a large number of terrorists who are wanted for terrorist offenses in India who have taken shelter in Pakistan. They can exercise their influence on the government of Pakistan to hand over these terrorists who are wanted for criminal offenses in India, to hand them over to India, to reduce the level of infiltration. If some of those things are taken, the ambience improves, the environment improves, you will find that the forward movement on any issue, whether it is Kashmir or any issue, will become much more easier. Thank you.
We, I think, have come to the end. It's a very interesting discussion, which obviously has continued differences, but I hope it's one which has enlightened people in an area which all too many of us do not have sufficient knowledge. I want to thank the speakers very much and thank the audience. Thank you.